guys, it's Stephanie and it's Sunday and I'm very tired right now. But we got a pretty heavy topic. So, the topic is falling for your friend or your best friend, whether they are gay or straight. So, I don't have like a best friend really. Well, I do, but not that I've ever liked at all. But I have a story of falling for a friend that's also gay, and then a story of falling for a friend that's straight. So, first one is, it was like over 3 years ago, and I met this girl online on Traverse Space, and we would talk every single night for hours, like hours and hours. And if we didn't talk one night, we'd send each other like a really, really long message telling each other about our day and stuff like that. And so we became like really close. Like I told her a lot of things. So I think I might have considered her my best friend. But and then she would always listen and give me advice and be helpful and all that. And she would also be like, kind of flirty. Well, it felt like to me like it was like she was flirting, but I don't know if that was just how she is or not. So finally one night I asked her, I said, what's your view on long distance relationships? And she said they can work. And so then I asked her out, and of course, like that same night, she had just started going out with this girl, and I was so upset. And I was like, I knew I should have just said something sooner. And then, anyways, after that, we didn't talk for a long while, just because of our parents and stuff. So that was like 3 years ago when I told her that, and we had in between like the next time up until recent, we had only talked like once or twice a year, and it was really hard because ever since then, up until a couple months ago now, it was still really, really bad. It was like, I didn't know you could like someone so much that you haven't actually met. Like, it's really crazy. But it could also be because I get attached to people really, really easily, but I never had that before, even with someone that I liked that lived around me. It was never a 3-year thing where I'm just like, why didn't I say something sooner? So, it was a couple months ago, and I asked her, if I ever had any sort of chance, and I basically got shot down again. But really, I just needed to know if I had a chance or not. I thought that would help me finally get over her, and actually it did. There's still some days where I wish I would have said something, or I wish I wouldn't have even met her at all, but then that sounds really bad. But during those 3 years, I had I was going through a lot, and it wasn't helping that where my heart was not near me, and not that she didn't care, but she couldn't give me hers back. So, but we still talk now, we're friends. So that's that story. It took a while, but I did get over her. And so, when people say it takes time, it could take a really, really long time, like that. It could maybe take longer. I think if I never had asked her, do you actually have a shot or not, I don't know, it'd probably still be, I'd probably still be hanging on to nothing. So, and then my other story is falling for a straight girl. I mean, it's happened a lot, but nothing too like serious or anything. Just like little crushes or whatever. But and then so I'm not gonna say names or anything, because people that know us watch this, so I don't want to embarrass either of us. We're not embarrassed, but it's not really anybody else's business who it is. So there's this girl, and like as soon as I saw her, I was like, wow, you know, like amazingness. Anyways, but I knew she was straight. I mean, but does that stop Stephanie from liking someone? No, Stephanie's not that smart in this department. So I don't know how to say this without giving it all away. Let's just say we haven't hung out like one-on-one. So there's always another person around or other people around. And just like for a while I just thought it was like some little thing, and then it was like got progressionally more and the whole time I'm just like, she's straight, she's not gonna like you back. But I just let my head keep thinking all these things that could happen. True, there could be a girl that's straight that falls in love with you, but it's not very likely. It's not really worth wasting your time, your feelings on, because it's probably more than likely not going to happen. And I always think if I just hold on and wait, for some reason it'll work out, but it doesn't. So anyways, I would always like, well, I told her I was into girls. Well, I didn't really tell her, I just said something, and then that was as good as saying it. And so I thought things would maybe be awkward after that, but it wasn't. She's cool like that. And so, and then when that stuff with the other girl, in my other story, that girl went down, I was talking to her about it just because I wanted to be able to talk to her about things. Like, she's like, seriously, as soon as I got that text saying that I don't have a shot, I texted her and I was like, so I told her what happened, you know. I don't know why I went to her first. It's not like she knows anything about what me and the other girl went through. Or not really went through, but what I went through. So, I mean, why didn't I tell my best friend that's here? I don't know. Maybe because I thought if I opened up, somehow that would do some good for me. And, so, I would do things all the time, like tell her she's pretty or give her compliments and stuff. And I hope it never came off as creepy, because that's not what I meant. I just try really hard. And she was fine with it all, and I was like, oh, well, I guess I really don't have a shot with you. Because if you're not really rushing the comments off, but just not freaking out at me for saying things like that to her, but she wasn't like responding in a way that someone who was interested in you would. So then eventually it was like Christmas time, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna write a song. So I wrote a song, and it's on my SoundCloud. Just saying, like, as much as I wish something could happen, it's not. And I know that. And I just felt like I needed to tell her that I know that. But I'm not good at, like, talking. So I was like, I'm just gonna try to make this song. And so I did, and I showed her it. And her response was just confirming what I already knew. Like, she appreciates the gesture and all that, but nothing will come of it. So, and after that, I tried so hard to just, like, not look at her every day and all that, and not be like, that was so cute, but it doesn't work. So I'm still stuck in this, and it's not stopping. I'm trying so hard to not feed into these, my head, the stuff in my head, if that made any sense. So basically, still, I don't even want to say it. Let's just say it's still going on in my head. So I guess advice-wise, if you're falling for a friend, and they're straight, distance yourself from them for a while if you can. That can usually help, or it can make it worse. But more likely it will help. I couldn't because of how we know each other, so I'm forced to be around her all the time. So anyways, just try to distance yourself, even if it's someone who's of the same sexual orientation as you. I'd say just try to distance yourself, try to distract yourself, and if you feel like you should tell them, because sometimes just telling them helps you get over it. It did. So you could just be like, I don't mean to weird you out or anything, but I kind of have feelings for you, and I know that you won't return them, but I just needed to get it out. And if it's someone that you trust enough, you should be able to do that in some way. You should be able to say it and know that they're not gonna, like, abandon your friendship or whatever. Maybe make some new friends, or even talking to other people about it can sometimes help. It's not good to keep everything all bottled up all the time. I would know. It's not a good idea. Don't do it. It just makes everything worse. So at least tell someone. Even if it's someone you don't know, you don't have to give them specifics. But it's just nice to know that you told someone else, and it's not all just weighing down on you. Or even just writing it down. Sometimes that helps enough. Sometimes it's not. But, so, I think that's it. So, I think I'll see you guys next week. We might have a special dealio going on next week where I might not be here. But if I'm not here next Sunday, I'll be here the next. So, have a super awesome week. I know I'll have a long, busy week. So, have fun. Try not to fall for your friends. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye, guys.